Okay, back again. Here we go. So, today is kind of an impromptu ride. My schedule of videos got messed up because I had kind of an oil disaster. Not a disaster, I just made a stupid mistake and anyway, I had to change the oil, had to wait for more oil to get here basically. Because none of the local shops had the right oil. So my schedule got messed up and didn't do the ride in the video that I was intending to do over the weekend. So here we are now, and we're just gonna, right now for today, do a short little ride, simple little video today. We're gonna go out and ride to Point Bonita, which is in the Marin Headlands, basically on the coast just before the Golden Gate Bridge, right across from San Francisco. An interesting history to it. It's an old site, another old site of Marin. So it'll be interesting to check out, I think, and probably really beautiful. Now, I'm gonna actually have to hop on the highway, I think, for a second. But should be just basically hopping on to the exit, so it should be fine. But the reason I'm pretty much trapped to back roads and to Marin and Sonoma County around here is because this bike, the Sim Wolf Classic 150, it's a great starter bike, and it's my first bike, and it's been amazing to learn on, but it basically, I think it's 12 horsepower. So it's just not, you know, I can't really take it on highways, or at least not California highways. Some people have said they do, but I don't, you know, that's not for me. I'm not gonna do that. But with that said, I am for a moment here. So let's see how this goes. This will be the first time I ever do this, and probably the last. So now we're out here on these kind of back roads of the Headlands. I guess all of this is, I don't know if all of this is considered, oh yeah, Marin Headlands, it says it on the, on the sign right there. So yes, we're on the back roads here in the Marin Headlands. And I honestly don't know exactly where I'm going. I think I just follow this road and it will end up taking me to Point Bonita, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Here we go. We are supposed to make a left here. Whoa! You see that? Hit some gravel. Almost fell right there. It's okay. Should have been watching the street a little bit more for stuff like that. Now, there's a lot of old military stuff out here. A lot of old bunkers and bases from World War II era. And by the look of it, I'd say all these buildings are pretty old too, from that time period, I'm guessing. Okay, this is perfect, kind of. There's not that many people. There are people around. I mean, it's a popular spot, but right now I think is a good time to go here. As you can see, incredible views on the coast. The city's right across the way. And I just looked at the map. I'm in the right spot. We just have to hike out to Point Bonita, kind of the end. I'm not sure how long the hike is, but we'll get started and go all the way out to the end of the coast here. Oh my God. Just can't beat views like that. Oh, check it out. There's seals down there. There's harbor seals down there on the rocks. And you have a huge view of the Golden Gate Bridge, obviously. So I don't think you can see the lighthouse from here. You have to go through the last portion of this big rock, and it's only open 2 days a week, and I think it gets really crowded. And in addition to that, I think the lighthouse just reopened for the first time in a while recently. But anyway, this area has a lot of history. In the 1840s, California was in the gold rush. Obviously, this is when tons of people flocked to California to try and find gold. Colonizers came here and took over the land. Everything changed here during that time. San Francisco, the population apparently went from like 900 to 20,000 in 1849. And so a system of lighthouses was needed to guide ships through the bay here, because this area is so overrun with fog oftentimes. It's really dangerous for ships coming in here to see where they're supposed to go and to see where the entryway to the bay was. So there were a few lighthouses built, and this one, Point Bonita Lighthouse, was needed to show ships where the entranceway to the bay was. And so this lighthouse was built in 1855. I think it was relocated to this location in 1870s. But even still, even with this system of lighthouses, there were still, I think, 300 shipwrecks during those years. I'm not sure over what stretch of time, but there were still a lot of shipwrecks happening. I mean, it was so dangerous, still is dangerous, because of how thick the fog can be out here. And so even with this lighthouse system, shipwrecks were still happening. One of the worst shipwrecks was in 1901, when a steamer called the City of Rio de Janeiro crashed on Point Diablo, which is just out there. I think you can see it from here. It's just past Point Bonita. And it was a night of total fog coverage. Apparently the pilot of the ship was pressured to keep going by an influential passenger, they say. And I think 128 people died in that shipwreck. All right, gonna head back to the bike, get back on and go back into Sausalito and maybe stop there just to get a view of some of the cool docks out there and another perspective of the bay. Let me just show you my bike really quick. At least one person said I should show more of my bike because I don't really feature it very much. I'm just riding around. This is the Sim Wolf Classic 150. It's a Taiwanese bike, and this company Sim used to make Hondas. I guess there was some sort of partnership with Honda back in the 70s, I think. That's why it looks a lot like an old style Honda. Many people think this is an old Honda that I'm riding on. Perfect for learning on. I highly recommend it for new riders. And as you can see in these videos, you can still, go a lot of places. Back roads are great on it. It's a simple little thing. And yeah, perfect for learning riding and some maintenance. I've been able to learn how to, do a simple oil change, do some tire stuff, and clean the carburetor, that kind of thing. That would be ideal to get out there on those docks, but I don't see how you get out there. This dock is all torn up. Maybe back here? I don't know. Oh, right here. Very cool. I love how people put plants all over their boats and the docks. It's worth mentioning that Vice News did a piece on this, a video piece on this area in Sausalito very recently, actually. A really good video showing how a lot of the people who live out in the bay on their boats are losing their homes because Marin people here who live on land, they're pushing for these boats to get demolished, and it's happening. The harbor master is going around and taking people's boats and demolishing them, and people are losing their homes. People have lived this way out here on these boats for decades, so it's kind of a disturbing story, but one that's definitely worth watching. I recommend you check out that Vice piece if you're interested in this area and learning a little bit more about the current situation here. That's about it for today, though, from me. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was a kind of short, simple little ride today, but that's what happens when the schedule gets messed up. But I'm glad I got out here and got to see all this anyway. As always, more to come. Thanks so much.